Morning, Dale.
Well, good morning. How are you?
I am just peachy. We had a lovely weekend for mortgage. And before we get into that, I want to bring up the next level credit education seminar. This is really important. Now, before you click sign off, skip, just bear with me for a second. I want to pitch this to you. We're open this up to anyone that just needs good information on credit. Yes, first-time homebuyers. Yes, homebuyers that have poor credit and they need to change this so they can buy a house. But I'm also thinking college kids who are looking to finance their first car, looking to rent their first apartment, maybe even people who just have a ton of bad debt and they just need a good first step in the right direction. Tuesday, August 26th, 5 o'clock p.m., RSVP.
Credit is just so important.
Yeah.
It can haunt you the rest of your life with bad credit. So this is really a good thing. Come.
Exactly. At least 30 years for most people, but if you refinance more. So please come. Dale, interest rates, 6.72. What's going on?
Well, and keep in mind, this is through July 31st. We're all the way into August 5th. And we've had some good things happen, which we'll get into later, but we've got a little bit of a downward trend going, and I do mean a little bit of a downward trend. But the reality is rates are about as good as they've been for entire 2025 and almost all the way back till August. So things are going good.
Okay, so there must have been something in the news that spurred this. It's not like everyone just said, yeah, now's a good time.
Yeah, so the jobs report, one of the big things. It's been revised down, meaning not as many jobs as previously thought, 258,000. Unfortunately, loss of jobs means recession on the horizon, which is great for rates, but bad for people. And that's very unfortunate. But it's starting to get set. Then we had my favorite person resign from the Fed chair. And I say that sarcastically because she was completely and totally Biden's left hip, for lack of a better word. However, she was a Biden appointee, and whatever Jerome Powell said, that's what she did. The good news is we had two people at the Fed meeting openly dissent that they thought we should lower rates. So, things are starting to change, and that's a good thing.
Right. And so significant aspect, I don't want to understate this for a second. Bowman and Waller dissented against Jerome Powell. That was the first time two Fed governors openly dissented against the Fed chair in 30 years. Okay.
Yes.
So that was something unique in and of itself. But now we have someone stepping down 4 months early, Adriana Kugler, Kugler. And Trump has to put someone in who's likely going to align with what he wants to happen in the economy. Yeah. So now we have 3 out of 7 votes openly against holding rates where they're at. Not to mention the BLS jobs reports threw such a wrench in. I bet if we had this data a little bit earlier than the Fed meeting, Dale, I could almost bet you that they probably would have lowered rates.
Yeah.
It's that significant. So with all that being said, what did it do to mortgage-backed securities?
Well, remember last week we said 98% chance, no rate change. That's changing. And
don't quote me on this because it's going to change between now and September's Fed meeting. But last I checked, the betting markets are saying a 78% chance that the Federal Reserve will lower rates come September. 78%. So huge flip. And that's being forecasted right here on mortgage-backed securities. Please note, this is an inverse of mortgage rates. Green and up is good, red and down is bad. So that being said, we have hit a ceiling and we've broken through that, as you can see, since early May. And in fact, let's just zoom out. The last 8 months, this is the best rate environment we've had all of 2025 and even going back to early October, late September. So this is really a fantastic thing. So realtors, you're watching this, use this information and realize that the average mortgage rates have not reflected this change. You probably got a text message from either Dale or myself or an email outlining this big news. you now have a leg up on anyone else because you can call your client database and say, hey, we're seeing mortgage rates start to fall. They haven't been reflected yet. I think it's time for you to go out, get pre-approved so we can shop and beat the wave of buyers that will flood the market. So take this information, call your database, use this to your advantage, because come Thursday, this will come out in the news in full force.
Yeah.
So.
And one final tidbit, do not be scared of FHA. Oftentimes now where rates are, an FHA buyer 3.5% down, their payment will be lower than conventional with 5% down. And that's because the FHA rate is, quite frankly, a lot better. So just keep that in mind.
Right. And actually, that reminds me, Dale, the big question is okay, well, if that 6.72 figure is outdated, where are interest rates then? Right now, we don't know where they're going to land. Every day is a different day, but right now the guesstimate's about 0.25% better. So that puts FHA likely in the high 5s, maybe low 6s, and conventional low 6 to 6.5. So very significant difference, and it really is a great thing to get ahead of so you can talk with your clients. All right, Dale, thank you again. As always, appreciate your time.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
Bye now. I'm not sure that was any shorter.